Today, we're talking about something pretty much all of us do, probably every single day, using Google Search. It seems so simple, right? But there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Our goal here is really straightforward, just to help you stay aware, stay calm, and stay safe.
So, have you ever really thought about it? When you type something in that little search box and hit enter, what's actually happening? Well, you're not just getting an answer to your question. You're also, you're making a trade. Every search you make is a little piece of information you're giving away about yourself.
Okay, so to really get a handle on this trade, we need to look at what's being collected. You can almost think of Google as a silent collector, quietly gathering tiny bits of information with every single search. So let's break down what those bits of information actually are.
Now this is where it gets really interesting, because it's so much more than just the words you search for. Of course, it starts with your search keywords. And get this, that can even include words you type out and then delete before ever hitting enter. It also collects your location data, which can be surprisingly specific. Then you've got the technical stuff, like what kind of device and browser you're using. Google also pays attention to your habits, what time of day you search, how often. And if you're logged into your Google account in things like Gmail or YouTube, all that activity can be linked together, building a really detailed picture.
And here's a real-world example of just how deep this collection can go. A few years back, it was discovered that even when people had gone into their settings and turned location history off, their location was still being tracked through other Google services. Now, the point here isn't to cause any alarm, but just to show how important it is to be really aware of how these systems work.
So, with all this information being gathered, it leads us to the big question. Why? Why does any of this matter? Well, it matters because in this whole digital exchange, your data is incredibly valuable. In fact, it's the very reason a service as powerful as Google Search can be offered for free.
And that really gets to the heart of it. The information you hand over, your interests, your questions, your plans, it's all used to build a very detailed profile of you. And that profile is what allows for the super targeted ads that are really the foundation of the whole business. In a sense, your data is the payment.
Okay, so now we get the what and the why. Let's talk about the most important part, how you can take back some control. The goal here isn't to stop using these tools, but to use them more safely. And the good news is, there are some really simple, practical steps you can take to protect your privacy.
All right, let's just walk through these. First, if you're about to search for something sensitive, it's a really good idea to just log out of your Google account first. Second, dig into your Google settings and turn off web and app activity. That one's a big deal. It's kind of like a master switch for a lot of this tracking. Third, just get into the habit of clearing your search history every now and then. Fourth, you can disable location access for your web browser and for the Google app itself on your phone. And finally, this is a simple one, but it's important. Try to avoid searching for highly personal things like your bank account information or social security number. The key to all of this is just to stay alert and make conscious choices.
And really, it all comes down to this. This is the core principle. Before you search, especially if it's for something personal, just take a second, pause. Think about the information you're about to share. And remember, you have tools and settings that let you control it.
Look, what we talked about today is just one of the many challenges we all face in this digital world. The goal is never to be afraid of technology, but to stay informed and to be cautious, because awareness really is protection.
Thank you for listening. Stay safe, stay aware, and feel free to share this information with your family and friends.